Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yep, what's good, original crew, man? We're back with another Just Thought Lounge visual today, man. We got a recent Just Thought Lounge for us today. The controversial death of Elijah McClain. I remember this one. I remember doing a lot of extensive research on the situation, and this particular case hit hard for me. Because if you know the individual and if you know the circumstances of it, it's like, why?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially someone of his nature. You know what I'm saying? So this one of the ones that hit very, very hard for me. You know, you remember when I found out about this one and kind of same on the trajectory of how like I look into cases when I hear about certain, like, this is one of those I had to dive in. I had to find a lot about it, and this one bothered me a lot. But hey, with that being said, before we get into it, make sure y'all check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go if you want to first support. All you got to do is check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's video,
knock it with a thumbs up.
Let's get it. Let's check it out. Let's see what Kevin, right? Yeah, Kevin. Let's see what Kevin got for us today, y'all.
Elijah McClain was walking home from a local store around 10:30 p.m. when he was approached by police.
Stop. I have a right to stop you because you're being suspicious.
Well, okay.
Turn around.
No,
Turn around.
I see your hands, bro.
Turn around. Stop tensing up, dude. Stop tensing up, bro. Stop tensing up.
The 23-year-old's encounter with law enforcement that night ended when he was rendered unconscious, placed in an ambulance, and rushed to intensive care. Several days later in hospital, Elijah was declared brain dead and removed from life support. What followed was years of investigation, accusations, trials, and a search for the truth. Hi there, I'm Kevin, and welcome to Just Thought Lounge. For today's case, we're taking a look at the tragic and controversial death of Elijah McClain. Many of you will have seen a headline or two about this case, or perhaps followed it closely. It took years to decipher what exactly went wrong that night, who was to blame, and what justice would look like. Of course, there remains a lot of disagreement about each of these facts. Let's take a look. At 10:29 p.m. on August 24, 2019, Aurora Police Department 911 dispatchers received a call from an individual who reported seeing a man in a black mask walking along Billing Street near a gas station. While passing by, the caller reported that the man in the mask waved his arms up in the air. Though they found the movements sketchy, the caller stated that neither he nor anyone else was in danger.
So first off rip, what was the need to place a phone call? In all honesty. Like, we can be 100% complete honest. There was no crime being committed. Why the fuck do we need to place a phone call? Somebody minding their damn business. There's this suspicious guy waving his arms up in the air. He's walking down the street with his arms waving in the air, and he has a mask on. So I don't know. I think you guys need to come check it out. Sounds like you the problem and not them. The fuck? I think you should be charged with misuse of 911 because that wasn't there was no need for a 911 call that night.
So there's a guy. He's watching what's the opposite of north?
South.
South, yeah.
What's the opposite of north? South. Yeah, he's walking south. I would have hung up on your ass right then. Well, I know you're a dispatcher, but you know.
South on Billing Street, he has a mask on.
Okay.
And then when I passed by him, he puts his hands up and does all these kinds of signs. I don't know, he looks sketchy. He might be a good person or a bad person.
Yeah.
But he has a full-on mask on.
Okay. His arms. Okay. I'm going to put a call in so officers can go see what's going on, okay? Are you still at that location now?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't approach him, okay? If you need to, just drive away. I don't want you to go near him. Were any weapons involved or mentioned?
No.
Okay. I already have a call in, okay? I need to get his full description. What race is he?
I think he's a black male.
Okay.
Again, why the fuck do we need to place a 911 call just because you see a black man walking mind his own damn business? What was the need to make a 911 call?
With a mask on, did you see him breaking into a car? Did you see him trying to break into a house? Was he assaulting anybody?
And you say you were driving by, and then you stop, turn around, I'm going to watch you. Man, bro. And I'm just speaking of someone who gets profiled a lot. And I'm an individual who 9 times out of 10 got more money than the people who profile me. Hold on, I'm just saying because of the demographic. I'm not looking to do anything to you. My credit is A1. I can afford whatever the fuck I want to afford. I don't have a necessary need to bother you. Just don't bother me. I'm just living my life, enjoying life as I go. But trust me, I get profiled a lot. And so this is just me speaking out as an individual who gets profiled. And a lot of times, y'all need to stop profiling people. Everyone, stop profiling a motherfucker because half of these motherfuckers are just enjoying their life. They're not worried about you or anything. Especially if you're riding by. I've been profiled by a motherfucker who just riding by and literally stop and watch me. Why the fuck are you watching me?
True.
I get that a lot. And that shit is fucking annoying. I mean, half of the time when I'm getting profiled, motherfucker, I'm walking a little ass dog. Just walking my dog. And get profiled. Yeah. Shit's fucking annoying, bro.
How old does he look? I know he's wearing a mask.
I have no clue.
Okay, what color's the mask or what does it look like?
Black.
Roughly 10 minutes later, Aurora police officer Nathan Woodyard pulled his cruiser over on Billing Street and made contact with the suspicious man. He was wearing a ski mask as well as a jacket, despite the August heat. The man carried a plastic bag in one hand and a phone in the other. He wore earbuds.
Stop.
And what he just say? He was wearing what? Earbuds. Listening to his music. So he's walking and he's just having a good time. So yeah, if I'm waving I might be enjoying my music and just...
Maybe, yeah.
I have a right to stop you because you're being suspicious.
Well, okay.
Turn around.
Actually, your hands up.
Turn around.
Within 10 seconds of contact, Woodyard reached out to restrain the man. He was joined within moments by 2 more officers, Jason Rosenblatt and Randy Rodima.
No, I am an introvert. Please respect the boundaries that I am speaking.
Stop tensing up. Stop. Relax.
I'm going home.
Relax or I'm going to have to change this situation.
With an officer holding each arm and a third attempting to frisk the man for weapons, the decision was made to move from the hard ground towards the grass, where the officers could lay the suspect on the ground.
Let's get over to the grass.
Lay you down.
2 of the 3 body-worn cameras activated by the responding officers were dislodged in the process. The third would be likewise knocked to the ground moments later. The audio continued to record the sounds of a scuffle.
Stop, dude. You got him?
It also recorded the moment of escalation, when officers believed that the man had reached for Rosenblatt's gun.
Arrest. I intend to take my power back. And I intend to
We're
be...
going to go forward with him, okay?
I intend to be...
Just grab your gun, dude.
Stop, dude.
In response to the perceived threat, Rosenblatt attempted to apply a carotid control hold, a move considered less dangerous than a chokehold, but was nonetheless intended to render a subject unconscious. The officer abandoned this attempt after what he estimated was only a second, believing it was not going to be effective from where he was positioned. In the seconds after the officers took the man to the ground, Woodyard and Rosenblatt continued to struggle to hold the man in place. At that time, the third officer, Rodema, applied a bar hammer lock on one arm while Rosenblatt pinned the other.
Let go of your arms, dude. Let go of the choke. I got him.
And peep that. Another officer had to tell you to let go of the choke. You didn't. And one thing, because I know a lot of people who might come across this video, might have come across Kevin's video, right? Fail to realize this also is a individual that he's not just is he just was the
I can't remember, babe.
Okay,
That's
okay.
why I'm just trying to listen, because I can't remember.
Got him in the arm hammer. Pull the arm out. Nice and slow. Slow it down.
The hammerlock bends a subject's arm behind their back, often at a 90-degree angle. It restricts movement and can inflict pain on the elbow and shoulder joints. It was Woodyard who then attempted the carotid hold yet again, and this time it had the desired effect. The man appeared to pass out. When he did so, he was released and slowly regained consciousness. During this interaction, the third body-worn camera faced towards the sky, capturing little of what transpired. The man on the ground, however, could be heard calling out, "My name is Elijah McClain. Why did you attack me? I'm just different."
My name is Elijah McClain. That's all. That's what I was doing. I was just going home. I'm just different. I'm just different. That's all. That's all I was doing.
It was actually Rosenberg.
I'm just so sorry.
Your gun, dude.
I have no gun.
That's where I tried to grab it.
I don't do that stuff. I don't do any fighting.
Other units that are not here.
Why
You
were
can slow
you
it down a
attacking
little
me?
bit.
I don't really kill guns. I don't even kill flies. I don't eat meat. I'm not a vegetarian. I don't judge people.
No, I mean, I tried to stop him. Just started walking away.
I try to...
Elijah was heard stating that he was simply going home. He told the officers that he was struggling to breathe correctly. He told them that he did not have a gun and that he opposed violence. He apologized. Over the officer's radio during this time, Elijah was described as still fighting. It was not clear whether his movements were attempts to escape or whether they were reactions to his discomfort, whether he was repositioning to clear his airways or perhaps breaking free as he began to vomit.
And then we contacted him, Green. He's wearing a ski mask. He started to kind of like walk away from us, so these two wrap him up. And then in the mix of them wrapping him up, pushing him against the wall right here, he reached for Rosie's gun, dude. So.
Oh, fuck. I need to get up. Oh, fuck.
Rosie rolling this way, dude?
Yeah.
Are you able to?
Fuck. And my legs locking up.
There you go. Just like that.
You're good.
Don't
You're
get
good.
up, dude. It's not going to be good for you. I'm telling you right now.
If you keep messing around, I'm gonna bring my dog out. He's gonna dog bite you. You understand me? Keep messing around.
While the officers were still restraining Elijah, a sergeant who had recently arrived on scene tried to gain an understanding of the situation. He asked the three responding officers, Woodyard, Rodema, and Rosenblatt, "Do we have anything other than him being suspicious?" One of the officers off camera responded, "No, I mean, I tried to stop him and he started walking away." Then added, "When we showed up, he was wearing a ski mask and walking, so..." The sergeant responded, "Okay, so he's on something, obviously."
No.
What kind of drugs did you take tonight? What kind of drugs did you take tonight?
Yeah, I'm good, bro.
We need to know, okay?
Good, brother.
You're
Can
not
you
in trouble.
find sandy
Don't worry
wipes
about
for me
that.
somewhere,
We
please?
need to know what you were taking. 'cause
From
you need to
anybody?
get you treated, okay?
Yeah, anything, please.
Are you listening to me, man? I'm asking you what kind of drugs you were taking.
How about why we at this moment? Why we couldn't just sit him up and get him into a right breathing position? Why we still got him on the ground full restraint when we got multiple officers around. It like my thing is this is where like y'all fucking like, and trust me, I know like I know what it takes for an individual to be a fucking police officer. It takes nothing. Motherfucker, it takes nothing but a high school diploma. Any individual who ain't doing shit in life and goes say, hey, I want to chase this career. No education behind them, no nothing. You know why? I'm an individual who grew up in a household of people who work in law enforcement, from people who are former police officers, military, like, bro, in a correction facility, you are looking of a product of an individual who, even my homie's parents worked in criminal justice, still do to this day. So that's how I know right and wrong when it comes down to a lot of legal shit. I don't just spew shit from a emotional standpoint. Is all right. This shit has been taught to me. You know what I'm saying? I have plenty of people in my family who work in law enforcement. Not just my mom. My mom works in law enforcement, correct? Well, previously before, correct? Stepdad, when my mom was married, he was former police officer, active military, also worked in correctional. Other cousins in the family worked as correctional officers. So I'm not like constantly been bombarded as a child growing up, learning about how to. And then I have friends who went into the law enforcement. I'm like, this person? So I know the qualification, and I just think there is a bit lack of training as far as awareness and sense of awareness of people. I think a lot of people, once we get the suspect in custody like this, let's set him up. Let's go ahead, get him in a fucking car. We have multiple backup. All right, we was able to get him in handcuffs. We got him restrained. All right, come on, let's get you up. You okay? Like, breathe. I need you to breathe. That's just human dignity. All right, I got you restrained. All right, now my humanity is kicking in. Let me get you up. Can we breathe properly? Are you responsive? I need to make sure you are okay. Cause now I need to let you know, hey, we have got a suspicious call. We were trying to conduct a call. We were just trying to see what was going on, man. And that's when your humanity has to kick in. But it's like people just ain't got it. All different. It doesn't matter fucking race. Just because you put on a badge shouldn't take you away from being a fucking human at the end of the day.
And treating people as such.
Like, damn. And I'm talking about all of them.
Yeah.
Not just all of them. I see it time and time again. Like, this is something gotta give with all y'all ignorant ass motherfuckers. Y'all get these badges. Cause my mom was just telling me the other day about a dude I grew up with, hanging with. Now he's a state trooper and he throwing around his badge. I said, I know his little bitch ass ain't trying to act overly tough. I know you do. But now you got a badge. You still a bitch. You still are. You was one then. And I don't know what's wrong with y'all. It's crazy, bro. But y'all really need to go and learn y'all need to take some psychology courses and learn how to work well with humans. Really need to learn this. Something gotta give, though.
Whatever he's on,
all right.
He has incredible strength.
Yeah, crazy strength.
And I had him in a bar hammer behind his back, and his arm was above his head, and he was still fighting.
Y'all just gotta throw shit.
An ambulance and medical personnel arrived on scene around 10:50 p.m. The senior paramedic on scene, Fire Lieutenant Peter Chikuniak, determined that Elijah should be subdued using an injection of ketamine. He instructed that a 500 milligram dose of the drug be prepared. Then, Aurora paramedic Jeremy Cooper proceeded to inject Elijah.
He said, who had said that he needs to be? Who was the first person in this? My bad. I kind of.
He was still fighting.
An ambulance and medical personnel arrived on scene around 10:50 p.m. The senior paramedic on scene, Fire Lieutenant Peter Chikuniak, determined that Elijah should be subdued using an injection of ketamine. He instructed that a 500 milligram dose of the drug be prepared. Then, Aurora paramedic Jeremy Cooper proceeded to inject Elijah. By that time, the 23-year-old had not made any noises or movements for over a minute.
What's the point?
Just drive it right behind his ear if he fights, all right?
And you still got him.
My heart.
And you still have him face down.
I am like.
Y'all still haven't went through the proper measures of sitting him up. Even the paramedics, y'all are dumb as fuck. Cause why? Y'all should have said, "Hey, is he still?" It's certain.
We talk to the RP. We'll give that a minute or two, see if that works. And once it is, we'll go ahead. If you guys are okay with it, we'll uncuff him. We'll go up with the right arm, down with the left, and we'll just restrain everything. We'll give that a minute or two.
All right. Hey, Woodyard, Rosie, here in a minute, once this medicine kicks in, we're going to uncuff him, put him on the bed, and then we're going to restrain him, soft point him to the bed.
We're going to give him maybe another minute, but it looks like it's starting to kick in.
Yeah, he's snoring.
Ready. Is he in custody or?
I'm
sure he will be.
I'm sure he will be, man.
Okay,
yeah.
That's fine. Just like the hospital staff know.
Elijah McClain was transported via ambulance to the Colorado University Hospital. While en route, he suffered a cardiac arrest.
He had been lost oxygen to the brain. Right? That's what I would presume. Y'all had him face down to the ground this whole fucking time, bro. Come on now.
Kenya, I'm Sergeant Rathman. Thank you so much for coming down. Let's see if we can, a consult room. Come on. Auntie? Okay, you can come on in too.
Is he still alive?
He is, but like I said, we're going to get a medical team to come talk to you as well.
Though he was resuscitated, Elijah would never regain consciousness. He was declared brain dead on August 30th. Elijah McClain was 23 years old when he passed away. He had worked as a massage therapist for almost 4 years while he saved to one day attend college. During this time, he shared an apartment with his cousin close to the site where he was taken into police custody. Family and friends described him as a spiritual seeker, pacifist, oddball, vegetarian, athlete, and peacemaker who was exceedingly gentle.
Happy late birthday.
Happy super late birthday.
Nice. Good to see you. Wait, really?
No, really?
I was like, no way, this is a luau party. There you go.
Elijah had no criminal record nor history of drug abuse. He enjoyed jogging and meditation. The gentle-hearted, self-declared introvert was also a self-taught guitar player and violinist who loved animals. Indeed, he spent his spare time playing music at a cat shelter so its residents would feel less lonely. On the night of August 24th, Elijah had walked to the local gas station where he purchased 3 iced teas. He wore a jacket and face mask to keep warm. Family stated that his anemia often made him feel cold, even in the summer months. A longtime close friend of Elijah's explained to police that he had been known to sometimes act in a strange manner if he had smoked any marijuana, which he rarely did. She could see how his behavior could be unfairly interpreted if that was the case. Elijah walked to the beat of his own drummer. But that same friend said even if Elijah had been confronted with someone violent, striking him repeatedly, he was not the type of person to strike back. First and foremost, he was a kind and gentle soul.
Elijah was a giver. He was a light worker. He wanted other people to feel good about themselves, so he did everything he could to feel good about himself. He accomplished a lot of things in his young life, before his life was snuffed out by the killers that took it. And the sad part is that there was other people that he would have helped. He was the epitome of pure.
On September 3rd, an autopsy was performed on Elijah. Blood tests from the hospital had found only the ketamine administered by paramedics, as well as a bit of marijuana in his system. The concentration of the ketamine in his blood was deemed to be at therapeutic levels. Yet the medical examiner could not rule out the possibility that he had experienced an unexpected reaction, even at that quantity. The report further stated that it could not be determined if the carotid control hold applied by the two officers had contributed to his death, because reports indicated that Elijah had regained consciousness and continued to struggle even after release. There was no traumatic injury to his neck to suggest the hold on its own was fatal. The medical examiner's report repeated assertions from the scene that Elijah had exhibited agitated behavior and enhanced strength with officers. These were features commonly seen in cases of excited delirium, a condition that can lead to cardiac arrest.
Or is it somebody who's in fear? Especially an individual like him. He's in fear that I'm just walking minding my goddamn business. Now you coming up here but I already know it's going to be an ignorant motherfucker. All he has to do is just comply. How about you walking and minding your goddamn business and a motherfucker come up to you harassing you? How would you respond? I think any of us, because I know, especially where I'm from, and that sucks as a black man, like as a kid, having to be taught how to respond because of the way you look. Like, we're taught, hey, if you want to be able to make it through this situation alive, you have to respond a certain way. Hey, you're black. When you go in the store, you got to move a certain way. Bro, you just, like, a lot of people do not understand life as a black man is fucking, like, crazy. Because once you come out the womb, you're automatically judged. No matter how you look, no matter how you carry yourself, you're going to be judged. I don't give a fuck. You can try to soften your image up the best way you can. Somebody's still going to judge you. So at the end of the day, I just try to be myself, but being myself, I'm going to still be judged. Like, going off to school trying to get an education. Oh, hey, I'm going to give me a college degree. So it doesn't fucking matter, bro. You're still going to be judged. You know what I'm saying? You try to change the way you talk so I can speak clearer. Still going to be judged. Because no matter how, there's nothing, you know? So, like, a lot of people can miss me with a lot of bullshit that they say because you don't understand. And even somebody's trying to explain it to you, only thing your ass gonna do is try to sit up here and make an excuse to redirect it. Sometimes just open your fucking ears and listen and try to say, damn, I never really looked at it in that light. Let me try to see their viewpoint. No, like I've had the conversation with my mom. I've had the conversation with C. Hey, if I ever go to jail or something ever, I shouldn't even have to have those conversations. If anything ever happens to me and they try to blame and say anything, you already know. I've had this conversation with you, my mom, my sister, my dad. I've had a conversation with a lot of people. Because when I know I leave out of here, bro, I tend to fuck. If anytime I get pulled over, I tend to fuck up. I've had the conversation, hey, you get pulled over, keep it. Why do we have to have these conversations? Why? I'm an individual. I don't smoke. Never smoked a day in my life. You can ask C. Because a lot of people like, hey, y'all, I never indulged in any substance that alters who I am. I've drunk a little liquor. C would tell you right now, he ain't no liquor drinker because when he babysits, sip on it. So it's a waste of money for me. I got a liquor cabinet full of liquor, but it's not for me. It's for when I got guests. And I'm like, hey, that's just who I am. I'm an individual. I think about people. And I'm like, hey, let me have some so they can have it here and they don't have to go out and try to get it for, you know what I'm saying, spend money, and they can just already have it here. I'm not a drinker for real, bro. Not a gang member, bro. I'm just a young black man trying to figure out life and get to the bag.
And not navigate it as best as possible.
Because I know how it is in society, bro. And it sucks, man. And seeing things like this takes a huge toll on me, because I'm like, this was an innocent young man. An innocent young man. That was just... Because when I saw him, and I was like, it's August, I said, I bet you any money he's anemic. I knew he was like... And y'all ain't even trying to... Oh, it's a black man with ski mask. He got a jacket and hood skit. Medical conditions. Man. And I know I'm pausing. I'm talking a lot because this story, I've always, since day one, been passionate about. But I know the world we live in.
Yeah.
And I know as soon as you show your passion in, I just can't put it to the side anymore.
Yeah.
Everybody else's feelings are valid until certain people speak up, and now my opinions, my feelings, and my emotions are no longer valid, and it sucks, man.
In cases of excited delirium, a condition that can lead to cardiac arrest. Excited delirium can have a handful of causes. One is drug use, which was not the case with Elijah. Mental illness is another possible cause, though Elijah had no such diagnosis. The conclusion reached was that Elijah's death could have been an accident if it was caused by an unexpected reaction to the ketamine. It would be considered a natural death if caused by excited delirium from an undiagnosed mental illness. Alternatively, if the hold used by officers was the cause, it was a homicide. The medical examiner recorded Elijah's death as undetermined.
Or could it be a measure of multiple instances? Could it be the fact that the hold caused him to pass out, which is a loss of blood, oxygen flow to the brain, and then when he regained conscious, he still was lack of oxygen because we didn't put him in a proper position to regain that correct flow.
And then
y'all
on
came
top
with
of y'all gave him the ketamine. Yeah.
I look at it as it's a multiple of factors, not one. But I do know they try to determine a singular. And I think in this situation, it was a complete. I'm hoping.
An internal investigation was conducted over the following weeks. The APD worked in conjunction with the Denver PD and the district attorney's office to reach their conclusions. The three first responding officers, Woodyard, Rosenblatt, and Rodema, as well as the two paramedics who treated Elijah with a ketamine dose, Chikuniak and Cooper, were interviewed. All officers were on administrative leave pending the results of the investigation. Woodyard told the detective that he acted to restrain Elijah out of fear for his safety and that of others present at the scene. These sentiments were reiterated by Rosenblatt and Rodema, who emphasized the struggle with Elijah and the threat they alleged he posed to them.
Were you nervous?
Yeah.
Were you scared?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. So was there fear within you?
Yes, there was.
Okay. Both for your own safety and...
For my safety, the officers on scene, for the suspect's safety.
Okay.
The officers on scene were in danger of receiving great bodily harm or being killed.
Okay. How did it make you feel?
I felt like I was in danger.
At any time did he stop actively resisting you?
Honestly, no. I mean, even after we got him handcuffed, he was still fighting. Very combative, very quickly, which made us had to escalate.
Feelings or mindset at that time?
I felt he's really trying to hurt me.
Okay.
If he's doing that, he's trying to kill me.
The paramedics confirmed this narrative.
Pouring sweat, was very hyper aggressive, certainly not compliant with the officers, and seemed to have strength that was not normal strength.
The ambiguity in the autopsy results and the initial determination by Aurora police that their officers had not violated policy meant that no charges would be filed. For the time being, the case was considered closed.
I promised Elijah's mother that there would be a very transparent and thorough investigation into this incident. As promised, now that the District Attorney's Office and the Adams County Coroner's Office have made their final determination on this case, we are prepared to release much of the anticipated information. Mr. McClain refused to stop as requested by the officers, and as you saw, a pretty violent struggle ensued.
Reviews of department policies relating to the use of force led to some changes, including banning the use of carotid holds. Meanwhile, the 3 responding APD officers were removed from their administrative leave and resumed active duties following the conclusion of the investigation. It is not.
If y'all gotta do all that, then y'all do not need to be police officers. Elijah wasn't even that big of a dude.
Not surprising that Elijah's family and their supporters were not appeased by the steps taken by the APD and the state attorney's office. The timing of these decisions, at least, worked in their favor, because in the spring of 2020, protests erupted across the country in the wake of the murder of George Floyd in Minneapolis. Across Colorado, this movement led to broader public interest in Elijah's death and sparked calls for a new, thorough, and truly independent investigation. Fueling the fire was the public revelation that APD officers had shared mocking photos of the incident taken near to the site of Elijah's struggle with police. In July 2020, a photo of 3 officers posing with a fake chokehold near Elijah's memorial led to their immediate dismissal.
Randy Rodima and Jason Rosenblatt murdered Elijah McClain in cold blood. Fellow APD pigs Kyle Dietrich, Erica Marrero, and Jeremy Jones took photographs laughing about the murder, dancing on Elijah's grave.
Facts.
This photo was sent to one of Elijah's murderers, Jason Rosenblatt, who responded with, "Ha ha." Today, 8 months later, because of the massive popular attention and pressure on Aurora police and police around the country, Rosenblatt, Dietrich, and Marrero were fired. I want to emphasize that's because of y'all.
But it takes this to get them, not the proper investigation.
In early 2021, the Colorado Attorney General ordered a new independent investigation be conducted. The initial one was deemed flawed. Amongst other criticism was the assertion that the detectives had fed the interviewees the magic legal language they needed to repeat back in their interviews in order to justify their actions.
So was there fear within you?
Yes, there was.
Okay. Both for your own safety and
for my safety, the officers on scene, for the suspect's safety.
When all the evidence was reviewed, including the body-worn camera footage and witness statements, the autopsy report was revised. The amended report showed Elijah's cause of death was complications of ketamine administration following forcible restraint. Both actions had contributed, the force used by police and the drug administered by paramedics. The manner of death, however, remained undetermined. In an unusual move, it was not only the 3 officers that faced criminal charges as a result of the new findings. Indictments were also obtained for the 2 paramedics. Forensic pathology consultant Stephen Sina had concluded that Elijah would most likely be alive but for the administration of ketamine.
Late last Thursday, after careful and thoughtful deliberation, the grand jury returned a 32-count indictment against Aurora police officers Randy Rodima and Nathan Woodyard, former Aurora police officer Jason Rosenblatt, and Aurora Fire Rescue paramedics Jeremy Cooper and Peter Chikuniak for their alleged conduct on the night of August 24th, 2019, that resulted in the death of Mr. McClain. Each of the 5 defendants face 1 count of manslaughter and 1 count of criminally negligent homicide.
All 5 of the accused pleaded not guilty. The cases were prosecuted in 3 separate trials. First, Rodema and Rosenblatt, who had physically restrained Elijah. Woodyard, who successfully applied the now-banned carotid hold, was tried separately. The officers' defense relied primarily on shifting the blame to the paramedics. As medical professionals, these 2 were expected to properly assess the situation upon arrival, ask necessary questions about Elijah's physical state, and de-escalate the situation if necessary for his health and safety.
Was the ketamine, in your opinion, the only thing that caused Mr. McClain's death on the night that he died?
In my opinion, it was not. It was the aspiration into the airway. It was the acidosis, and it was also the position that he was put in that reduced his ability to cough.
If the paramedics would have aggressively intervened at that time, you do not believe that Mr. McClain would have died, correct?
Correct.
The body-worn camera footage played in its entirety to the jury held the most weight in their decision. Rodema was shown throwing Elijah to the ground and continuing to apply force, even though he was handcuffed and groaning in pain and discomfort. It was Rodema who applied the hammerlock, dislodging Elijah's shoulder. Despite an abundance of indications otherwise, he told paramedics when they arrived that Elijah was fine. Prosecutors argued that these actions and inaccurate information contributed to the paramedics' decision to administer a fatal dose of ketamine.
You can even tell the way he...
Which is true. If y'all had relayed them the correct information, they wouldn't even went into the direction of giving him the doses, right? Say, hey, he was... Y'all immediately came on the scene trying to insinuate that he was on some type of drug. Instead of trying to, hey, can we get him up? Can we get him in a car? You would have already tell that he wasn't able to breathe. Hey, he need medical attention.
But the simple fact that I don't, because they showed at 10:50 the EMT.
When was the initial stop?
Like 10:29. Well, 10 minutes later, the police. Well, 10:29 was the call. 10 minutes later, the police showed up, and then at 10:50, the paramedics showed up. Okay. So yeah, but even with that, since you didn't see the whole encounter, you don't really know everything that happened. What was your point of giving him the ketamine in the first place?
Because they kept saying something about he must be on some type of drug, and now he's like not responsive. But the ketamine puts you. Okay. I'm saying what the officer saying he's on a drug and they're assessing the okay. You said the ketamine does what though? I'm
like, well, he's not resistant right now. He's calm. You can even tell his breathing is off. If you look at the body cam, you can tell his breathing is off, and all of that. If I'm not mistaken, I just don't understand the reasoning for
the necessary need
giving him the ketamine because it, like, yeah. Anyway,
I think y'all should have got him off the ground and got him in an upright position.
Yeah.
And checked his vitals out, and you would have already. So, do I blame the EMTs? Yes, but I also blame the police officers because y'all didn't handle it correctly anyway, and to me it was more of y'all trying to hide information of what actually led up and trying to already come up with a story to kind of back out
because right now he's
even bringing up the fact he must be on some type of drugs. You don't know that.
You don't know anything.
So why insinuate
and just
that?
Looking at this, I'm like, he is not. You kept saying even after y'all put him in, he was still resistant. At this moment right now, before giving him the ketamine, he's not doing any of that. So I'm just trying to wrap my head around. Even with the paramedics, y'all don't know that they did all that they did before. Yeah. So ketamine, it relaxes you. It can put you to sleep with some, like if you're about to go into some, and it's a pain pain management, but you didn't know that all of this took place to even do all of this. I just don't understand. I just don't understand a lot of things.
And what I'm saying is, if they knew all that information, do I believe they would have injected him? I don't believe so. Is what I'm saying.
If they knew all of what?
Like the previous actions, as far as the altercation, if they knew that he wasn't like, but also that's on you to assess the scene at the moment. And you said, "Hey, I don't believe."
I blame both parties.
That's why I said.
I blame the police and I blame you. Y'all failed to do y'all job properly, and they did a piss poor job at doing. The police did a piss poor job at doing their job,
and trying to cover themselves up already.
And the paramedics failed to do their job properly.
Yeah.
To the paramedics' decision to administer a fatal dose of ketamine. Conversely, Rosenblatt's defense team argued that he was not directly involved at the time of the injection. Though he had initially attempted to apply the neck hold, he had abandoned it after only seconds. They argued that he was also the less experienced officer, taking his cues from colleagues on scene. The jury ultimately returned a split verdict. Randy Rodema was guilty on 2 counts, criminally negligent homicide and third-degree assault. In January 2024, he was sentenced to 14 months in jail on a work release program and 200 hours of community service. Jason Rosenblatt was cleared of all charges.
Spit in the face.
No, it's not. It's not justice. This is not justice. This is
a spit in the face.
It's definitely a
this is a misuse of taxpayer money.
Man.
Even with Rodema getting 2 guilty charges, not enough.
No, it's not enough because Rodema wasn't alone in what he did to my son. He had accomplices. He had buddies with badges that are all bullies. So it's not a victory for me. This is not a victory for me at all.
No.
Even in the situation in Memphis with those police officers.
Oh man, that's a whole.
If you watch the fucking video, how the fuck can you sit up there and say not guilty? I understand the fact that he fled the scene, right? I understand that. One, that should never have been a traffic stop in the fucking first place.
True.
He fled. Once we was able to catch up with him and get him in custody, that's where it ends.
That should have been there.
I watched the fucking video. I watched the brutality of the video. All them officers in that video ain't nothing but a goddamn bunch of bitch ass motherfuckers that are afraid to really take their fucking badge off and be in Memphis on some real street shit. On some real ass street shit, all the motherfuckers would get their ass handed to without that badge on some real Memphis street shit. Y'all want to be some damn thugs, but are afraid of the thugs. How the fuck can you go around and call yourself, man? Let me stop.
The 11-day trial of Officer Nathan Woodyard followed a similar pattern. Prosecutors emphasized the use of force. The defense deflected blame onto the paramedics. The state argued that Woodyard was the first to approach Elijah. His aggressive posturing set the tone for the rest of the encounter and set in motion the sequence of events leading to Elijah's death.
Stop, relax. Stop. I'm going home.
Relax or I'm going to have to change this situation. Dude, hey, stop.
So
His early escalation and
he came up to him, he put his hands on him, right?
Yep.
Like
you didn't even approach with, hey,
you didn't
man.
even try to assess the situation, see what was going on, get his name, try to identify who he was, like nothing of that nature.
Or just approach him and say, hey man, we received the call, we just trying to check, make sure
you're good. Like there's ways to approach the situation.
I'm not trying to
you
bother
already
you.
went in as if he was guilty of something.
Exactly. And then you said, wait, let me relax or I'm going to have to change the situation.
What does that mean?
That's a threat.
I'm going to have to change this situation, dude. Hey, stop.
His early escalation and use of the neck hold made him guilty of reckless manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide. Woodyard took the stand in his own defense.
What went through your mind?
I was expecting to get shot.
Oh, shut up.
And I thought I'd never see my life again. And then had to use force.
How did you feel?
I felt overwhelmed.
Y'all be coaching the fuck out there.
I felt scared.
Defense lawyers emphasized that Woodyard had stepped away from the scene just before Elijah's condition worsened. He trusted fire and rescue with the situation, a decision that he later came to regret.
I didn't feel that in my current state of mind, I would be able to carry on handling this call.
Why not?
I was still trying to.
Well, you should, you know what? With that being said, right after this situation, you should have went in there and said, hey, here's my badge. I don't think I'm up for the job to be a police officer. Because I cannot approach a call without automatically assuming that my life is going to be taken. And then after a situation get hostile, me not being able to have the humanity and dignity to assess the situation and say, hey, I had to remove myself from the situation because I felt like I could no longer handle the call. You can no longer be a police officer. That's how I look at it.
On handling this call.
Why not?
I was still trying to calm myself down. And I didn't know what to do. I thought that he was in the recovery position. There were officers with him. I thought he was safe.
Did you trust other officers would take care of him?
I did.
Did they?
No, I know that now.
What went through your mind when you saw the gurney?
When I saw the gurney, I thought, okay, fire's treating this guy. But I thought it to be a good thing.
On November 6, 2023, the jury returned a not guilty verdict on all counts against Officer Woodyard. The APD invited him to return to work alongside a healthy settlement to account for the time he had been placed on leave. The officer subsequently resigned in January 2024. He received a payout of nearly $430,000, which included $212,000 in back pay.
One of them was found guilty. So what? They let the rest of the crew just walk. With a slap on the wrist, one of them gets to get their job back. That's not progress. That's disgusting. And if the justice system in Colorado feels this is justice, they are delusional.
Very.
The third and final trial was the most unconventional. The state sought to place criminal liability on medical first responders Jeremy Cooper and Peter Chikuniak. Perhaps not surprisingly, the paramedics pointed the finger back at the police. They claimed that officers on scene had misinformed them, stating that Elijah had been suffering from excited delirium and required a ketamine injection. Then, the chaotic scene hindered their ability to make a proper assessment for treatment, and police refused to seek control, they said. But there were a few facts that could not be disputed. The 500 milligram dose they agreed to give Elijah would have been appropriate for a man weighing roughly 220 pounds. Elijah McClain weighed only 140. Their failure to obtain even the most basic information about their patient before treatment meant that he was given a dose roughly 50% greater than a man of his size should receive. Chikuniak testified that he was trained to use ketamine to treat excited delirium. He believed it was a safe drug and that it would not kill patients.
What concerns did you have about Mr. McClain's well-being?
With his signs and symptoms, it appeared that he was suffering from excited delirium.
What was the treatment that you were to provide in the face of what appeared to be excited delirium?
The only treatment we can do is ketamine.
What point do you, as AFR, take control of the patient?
Back in 2019, we had no policy in place. It was always said once they come out of handcuffs, then they're our patient. Until then, APD, it is their scene. It is they're in control.
If you guys are okay with it, we'll uncuff him. Is he in custody or?
I'm sure he will be. I'm sure he will be, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's in there.
Cooper seconded the assertion that he could not properly perform his role unless the APD relinquished control of the scene.
We needed to go ahead and get those cuffs off of him. So I asked if they can kind of position him to get those cuffs off. I was told no, that's not what they were going to do.
How does that impact what you can do?
Well, it delays what I need to get done.
The trial of the two paramedics lasted 15 full days. Both were found guilty of criminally negligent homicide. Peter Chikuniak was also found guilty of second-degree assault. He held more responsibility as the senior professional on scene. The sentences imposed also varied. In the spring of 2024, Cooper was sentenced to 4 years of probation, 14 months of work release, and 100 hours of community service.
Jeremy Cooper followed the crowd of cowards and displayed his immorality through the lens of his own cluelessness. Before Jeremy Cooper injected the drug ketamine into my son's unconscious body, Jeremy Cooper did what he felt was best. He did nothing. Human justice does not come anywhere close to what true accountability is. So I will continue to say, meditate, and pray for divine justice for my son, Elijah McClain. From my heart to my hands. Long live Elijah McClain, always and forever. Thank you, Your Honor.
There's so much I want to say to you. First, I want you to know how sorry I am that I couldn't save you. How beyond and forever devastated I am that I didn't get to hear your last words. I want you to know that I would give anything to have a different outcome. Elijah, I never ever meant for anyone to hurt you.
Chikuniak was sentenced to 5 years in prison, with an additional 1-year sentence for negligent homicide to run concurrently. However, on September 13th, 2024, a judge vacated Chikuniak's prison sentence and converted it to 4 years of probation, citing unusual and extenuating circumstances. This was achieved by his defense team appealing to a rarely invoked provision in state law. It allows mandatory sentences to be modified after the defendant has served at least 119 days in prison. Following the decision, Peter Chikuniak was immediately released from custody.
I wish more than anything that we had a better outcome that night. If I could go back and make changes that I knew would save Elijah's life, I would.
Elijah McClain is not Peter's failure. Peter is the cause of his own demise. You are a local hero no more. Next time, think for yourself and don't follow the directions from a crowd of cowards. That was not exceptional work. Divine justice for my son, Elijah McClain.
Elijah McClain is remembered for far more than the moments leading to his death. His family hopes that his legacy is one of kindness and understanding.
The way he handled himself when the police officers, the firefighters, and the paramedics were surrounding him, at some point in time, I know my son knew that he wasn't going to make it out of there alive. And I was just so proud of him with how he handled himself. He carried himself as such a distinguished young man. You know, he is the epitome of what we all one day wish to be in the face of such darkness. You know, he still gave love to those who were so dark to him, you know, and I believe that that's what we all strive to be, you know, to share that amount of kindness to those who hate us so much. You know, the Bible says, forgive and pray for your enemies. And in that moment, he did both. How we treat each other, the kindness and the love and the empathy that we share each other is Elijah's legacy.
And that was the tragic case of Elijah McClain. Thank you for joining me, and a special...
This was a tough one, bro.
Very.
Because this case bothers me to the 10th degree. And I know I'll probably bother some with the emotional rage. And I apologize, but in the same breath, I don't apologize, because at the end of the day, you got to call the bullshit what it is, and it's bullshit. He received no justice for
not at all.
any of that. And at the end of the day, y'all still made excuses for it. So.
Yeah, this one has always bothered me, along with so many others. But I'm just tired, fed up. And you just hope and pray that something change. Something has to give, but yeah. The world we live in. But definitely rest in peace to Elijah. And my condolences to his family as well. And friends. Yeah.
But hey, man, y'all spam us up. Y'all let us know y'all thoughts about it for us in the comment section down below. But until next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go over the name DJ New Kid and C.
Sierra Nicole.
We are
Kid and C.
Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back